Question 15. Which trigonomic expression does not simplify to 1? So this does require a lot of work. Definitely, I think storing might be your best way out. I will show you the real way. You could store, though, for 5, store for x. So that means 3 of these are going to simplify to a value of 1. One of these is not. So you can do sine squared. Now, to do sine squared, it's weird because once you do sine, you have a parenthesis. So this is how you type in sine squared on either calculator. And then you're going to do parenthesis 1 plus cosine. It's cotangent. So on the inspires, you have a little bit of an advantage. For the 84, you have to then know to do 1 over tan of x and then squared. So it can be done. Looks a little bit weird. And it does equal 1. So then you go to choice 2, secant squared. Unfortunately, 84s don't have it. You have to know it's 1 over cosine. Again, the squared goes after the angle. And that equals 1. When you get to question 3, or choice 3, all right, that does not equal 1. And if you try choice 4, that will equal 1. You remember, if you do the store method, you really should do all 4 choices just to be safe. But this is the one that's not equal to 4. Oops, sorry. Okay, and the way to do this the real way, I could show you, you have to go through all 4 choices and actually simplify all 4 choices till you discover the one that doesn't equal 4 or 1. So here's choice 1, if you want to see it. If not, you can turn off the video. Cotangent squared is going to be cosine squared over sine squared. So you're going to distribute this. So sine squared times 1 is sine squared. But when you distribute this one with that one, the signs are going to cancel and you're going to be left with cosine squared. And this is a huge identity that you have to know, that sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. So that's true. Choice 2. Secant squared is 1 over cosine squared. All right, the computer's freezing up on me. There we go. All right, so choice 2, you have to know that secant squared is 1 over cosine squared. So let's see what happens. But also, if I try to double distribute this, it's not gonna be to my advantage. I'm gonna get more of a mess. If you recognize that this identity right there is cosine squared, that would be better for you to do it that way. Because now these two cross off and you're left with 1. Okay, choice 3. You're going to change sine squared or tangent squared to sine squared over cosine squared. So now when you distribute these two cross off. But now you have to distribute that one over there. And you need a plus sign, not a minus sign. So this does not equal 1. So there's your answer. And then you can go through choice 4, and that will also come out to be a 1. I can do that real quick, I suppose. Cotangent would be, cosine squared over sine squared. Secant is 1 over cosine squared. And minus 1. Okay, so when you multiply these two together, these two are going to cross off and you have 1 over sine squared. You multiply these two together, you're going to have cosine squared over sine squared. They have a common denominator, so you can put them together. Cosine squared actually makes sine squared, and sine squared over sine squared is 1. So a really difficult problem to do all out.